and welcome back to Double O'Neill. My name is Tris and I'm here to tell you about my journey with my model railway and everything to do with what makes it interesting for me. So what are we going to be talking about on this episode? For me, it's actually a big thing. I'm going to be tearing up some work that I did right at the beginning of, if you've watched episode 1, 2 and 3, all these things, you'll see some of the work that I did, and I didn't really do much more with it because I had other ideas, and so I'm going to be ripping it up and changing it up. And so I've been thinking about this a lot since starting doing the railway, and all part of this is discovering what you want to do and just going with the flow of what feels right or what you feel might be how you want it to look. So that's going to be something that's really fun for me to do. But first, we're going to have a look at a new loco that I got, and I was really pleased to get this. I got this from Rails of Sheffield. I also got myself a wagon, so I always like getting the private livery wagons, so we'll take a look at that. So what we'll do first is go down to the kitchen and take a look at what we have to talk about and why I like it so much. Anyway, see you back up here in a minute. Right, let's take a look at what I'm going to talk to you about today. I always like to get myself some wagons. It's always nice to build up that rolling stock. And the private liveries is always something that I'm going for. So I want to talk about what I got. I got myself a Bachmann wagon, and normally I don't go for these because they're normally a bit more expensive than what I'm prepared to shell out for, so really pleased with that. On the end it says 5 plank Carlisle Southend Co-op Society with load, which means there should be something in here to put inside it, which is brilliant. I normally go for the Oxford rail, but this was a good price. I got this from Rails of Sheffield, and I got a loco at the same time, but we'll go into that. Packaging's very easy to get out. On my last video I had some old replica railways, I think it was, and struggled getting things out. But it's the private livery, and I do enjoy the private liveries. Got the protective bit inside it, and taking a look at it, see what we can see. So it's got all that writing on it. As you've seen, load 8 tons, tear 5110. So maybe someone could tell me in the comments what the tear 5110 actually stands for. Is that the types of things it can do? I don't know. Anyway, looking underneath it, it's got the normal bits. It says Bachmann branch line, made in China. Got a nice moulding. It's got the NEM couplings where the bits all kind of pop in, and they can all move around. It's been painted very nicely, actually. I always like having a look at these and comparing the different brands, but comparing it to like the Oxford Railway ones, it's on par with them. Don't know how well it rolls. I get a bit of track. Let's couple this together. There we're looking. When I had some of the older ones, they don't roll so nicely. Not ones of these, but yeah, it seems to roll nicely around the corner. Oh, derailed. I haven't got it clipped in there. The fish plate's not quite on, but it's fine. But anyway, it's nice. I'll have some close-up shots would have hopefully come up by now, and you'd be enjoying seeing that. But anyway, it's a wagon. Some of you might not be interested in wagons, but it's nice. It will go nicely with all the other private wagons that I have, and I'm hoping to get more and more over time because there's something nice about these private liveries. Anyway, on to the next thing. Let's say maybe not more importantly, but it's something that I've been wanting to do for ages, and I've seen some reviews online about the engine, and I saw it come out and I kind of really wanted it, but I waited until the prices were a bit lower. I'm going to first talk about the reason why I got it. It's because of this one. This is my original large Prairie that I've had since, well, when I was little. It was one of my more grown-up engines that I was kindly given by my family, and it's just gorgeous. Basically, the large Prairie, the huge wheels. I've got some small Prairies upstairs, but I love the large Prairie with the larger wheels and just all the bits that make it a large one. I don't need to teach you all the details and all the bits and bobs about them. It's all out there, and there's so many people done lots of bits of information about it, like Sam's Train, he goes into it a bit, and there's lots of other bits. What I will say is when I went to Diggett Railway about 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, they had one running, and it was wonderful. watching it. We went with my family, and it was kind of winter time, and I remember when it got going, obviously the steam releasing through the release valves underneath the cylinders, just blasting away, and just, you know, in the condensed air that's happened there, and the cold air, it just looked absolutely fantastic. I loved it. And anyway, so when I got my railway back out and got playing again, it was very enjoyable to have this. And when I found out that Hornby released it, but as a new tooling, they say, I thought I've got to get it. So let's have a look. Anyway, I've talked for far too long. We'll have a look at this beautiful box. So this is by Hornby. It's a name that we all know, and I've had quite a few of their logos lately, so I feel like I can compare them. This is kind of like, I guess, the 3, 4, 5 months old. I'm not sure exactly how long this has been out for, but basically I'll tell you the information. It is R3719. It's a Great Western class 51XX, large prairie 262T, and this one says number 4154. So what we can do is we can pop that sleeve off, get the logo out. Before I do that, just look on the back. Obviously it's a Churchwood logo, by having a little look at that, and it's all part of his plan to improve the standard types of classes, because if you look at a lot of the Great Western engines, there's lots of similarities across them, which I guess it makes it easier for manufacture. But anyway, there's like a freight version of this as well with a huge tender I'd love to get as well, but it's one of my favourite logos, so I can't wait to do some running with it now. So we'll just put these things out of the way, and we'll get out this wonderful engine. Nice and easy. Sometimes it's tricky getting them out. You can spend quite a bit of time messing around. Got the instructions for if we have to do anything, as well as, I guess, maintenance and that. Then we've got a second sleeve. Right. Got the gubbins to go on it, so some little brassy bits. I've got another coupling there, I guess, for the front, and then I've got all the bits that link up the brakes. I'm sure you know what comes in these. And now we'll get it out, and it looks very impressive. I'll put this out of the way, it's going to go on the floor. I've washed my hands. I sometimes don't, and then I get a messy engine. But looking at it, it looks really nice. I saw one review, like Sam's Trains, he said you can move the top bit. So you've got, I'll have this up nice and focused, but I'll look at this and you can see this on the B-roll. Yeah, it's looking really nice. Just trying to look at all the details, like the rivet quality is absolutely fantastic, going down the side of where you have the water tanks on it. I'm very impressed. I saw on the Sam's Trains review, not to keep talking about Sam's Trains, but the NEM couplings were falling out, but this one's pretty tight actually, so I'm wondering if they fixed things or he just had a bad one. But he was the only one that's really done a review that I've really got to see a lot of. I've looked at some others, but it looks very, very nice. It's got the sprung buffers on it. It's got all the nice, beautiful details, and I absolutely love how well the quality of the rivets come. They've got some little doors on it that are partly open at the moment. Cab details in there, but it's very hard to see actually. For me to do some filming of that might be difficult. I don't know if I can take the roof off to show you, but it does look very, very nice. It's impressive. Coal looks alright. Probably not the best looking coal, but looks like you can get it out and probably put your own stuff in if you want to. Come out, it's kind of half hanging out at the moment, it wasn't all the way in. I guess I can play with that another day, don't want to ruin it. But the wheels look really nice. You've got the, I guess it's a moulder wheel inside a metal rim. But no, it looks genuinely wonderful. If I compare it to the old one, because I've got the old one here, looking at both of them, the wheels look slightly different. They look like there's more rim on this. so not more rim, but like a thinner rim on the newer one compared to the old one, which has got chunkier rims. The cylinder detail, obviously on this new one I need to clip on the brass pieces, that will make it look nice. I'll have to do that and get that into the shot. One of the differences is under, just behind the smoke box, you'll see that there's a gap on this one. They actually make it so you can see through, whereas on the old one it's just moulded plastic where there should be air. So that's great to see. On the front of the smoke box, it's very detailed. You've got the clock. I've seen those like clock faces. It's just, you can just see everything's finer, more detailed. It's just very, very nice. What we do is I'll throw it on my little makeshift track, and we'll run it backwards and forwards, see how nicely it runs on my BT's controller, and then we'll take it upstairs and it'll run on the comp speed, and we'll give it a run around, see how nice it runs. Okay, that's all. It's nice playing with the roof door. It's fantastic. Alright. It's quiet. My old one's a bit noisier. Still impressed by the rivet detail on the, just in front of the smoke box where the people can stand if they really want to. It just looks very, very good. Slows down in the corners a little bit there. It seems alright. I'll see what it's like with the comp speed. I'm sure it'll be very, very nice. But anyway, I'm going to take it upstairs. I'll do some, just basically give it some laps. It can do half an hour each way. You can see how it looks and go from there. Anyway, see you up in the loft. So let's get this in focus. This beautiful wagon on the layout. The Carlisle South End Cooperative Society. Beautiful little wagon. Obviously, as I showed you in the kitchen. Just drop that on. Clip that there. Get the Photon and the Barnard all connected up. And we'll take that round. It's on the third line. Oh, not that way. This way. Now whilst that runs, we should really run in this little loco. We go half an hour forwards, half an hour backwards. We'll see if anything changes with it. Currently there's no coaches on the line, so it's all pretty safe. So we'll have a take off. Get you a bit better in focus. Yeah, let's get backwards first. The new one's running. I think we're running this old beauty. It's many years old. As the pannier comes past. Hello. We got our new Carlisle. It's almost pink, isn't it? Looks nice. Engine's going around. I don't know if he's going too fast, but I've gone 50% power. Let it take off, hopefully it goes the right direction. There we go. Oh, a bit lumpy, but it'll be alright. I'll have her running like this. It's always nice to see some Great Westerns hard at work. And on it goes. And then there's the new one. I'll leave this going for a bit and then we'll come back to this beautiful engine. So I've done half an hour each way on this. It feels like forever having to wait. But what we do is we'll put some of my favourite coaches behind it, and yeah, we'll give it some laps, some time on there, putting some beautiful Great Western coaches. These ones have got grey roofs. I've got some with white, but the grey one's my favourite. So we'll get these going. I'll put some music on and you can enjoy. Done my laps. What can I say? It's really nice logo. I didn't have any of the issues that I've heard about. It ran really nicely. The coupling stayed on. I had one moment when the front bogie derailed, but I went around one of my crazy tight corners, which is going to be changing very, very shortly. Really shortly, in fact. But no, really, really pleased with it. It ran around beautifully, and the noise of it was absolutely fine. It was quiet, like a lot of the other Hornby locos that I've got. Comparing it to the older loco that I've got, my original large Prairie, it's big improvement over that. So chuffed to bits that I finally got this really wonderful engine. So thank you for watching that with me. But what we'll do is we'll go back to the really fun bit of where we're going to do some major work on the layout. I've been a bit apprehensive about it, of what am I going to do, but it doesn't matter. It's just track, we can clip it together, we can do whatever we like with it, and I'm going to go through all of it with you now, so let's go take a look. What we're going to do now is we're going to start looking at all of the bits to do with the layout, what I'm going to change, and kind of why, and my thoughts on what I can do. I hope it all works out. In my head I've got these ideas, but I need to start just placing track here, there and everywhere, and then we can go from there, can't we? So let's have a little look. This side of the layout has not really had a lot of love, really. The fun of painting up a platform station, building that up using in the Greenwood kits, which I thoroughly enjoyed putting together, if I'm honest. It's just a bit of PVA glue or glue, whatever you want, Gorilla Glue, and just stick it together, primer it, paint it, have some fun. And you know what, I don't regret it, even though it's not like highly detailed like some of the other bits you can get. It represents what you want and makes you still feel like you're going through a station. If I just kind of tilt you to it now, just bring you down, you can see, I'll just zoom in. There we go. So I've got my ticket building, got my wobbly camera, I do apologise. Yeah, so I've got my waiting room here, a ticket office there. Then there's the, I kind of really like it, the footbridge. Obviously, come back into the view. That's that I painted up. Just had some fun with that, and obviously the platform there. 3D printed a nice sign. So it's my elsewhere sign. which I was really pleased with. I keep meaning to do a few for other people. I've been having a few requests for these little signs. Let's kind of get a bit closer. I'll just bring this to you. If you haven't already seen this, elsewhere is the name of the layout if you haven't seen it already. So let's get a view there. So that's good fun to do that. But anyway, this is all going to be moving, or actually going. The platform's going to be put to the side for, I don't know when, because my platform's going to become curved. If we have a look down here, you'll see this curve coming around here. And what I want to do down here is have the platform coming out of the end and then coming up to this kind of straight bit, and that means that the whole run going up here is looking nicer. What we do is I'll take a different shot of that and you'll be able to see a bit more. So you can see where the curve will begin. And what I want to do is down here I want to have kind of a bridge, a road bridge, so then cars will be going across there. I'm probably going to build that up soon. I've ordered it from, again, in the Greenwood, so that will go across there. Tunnel entrance there, and I'll kind of have some foliage to kind of blend it up onto the mountain railway, the 009 layout that I've got up there. And so the station will come all the way across down here, up onto there, and then it means that where the station is now and all the way down the other end, so down that end, I want to have my engine shed, maybe a turntable, haven't worked it out yet. And then down here, if I just zoom back a bit, I guess around here I could have the I've always fancied the idea of having a good shed, but I need to figure it all out, and basically I need to start with my station up this end, figure all of that out, and then all this stuff will start deciding itself. But I'm really looking forward to that. I've got the opportunity to go wider. You can see where this piece of wood is. Like on the other side, I had it dropping down, but I'm not sure if I want to have a flat back and have some, you know, the back scene to kind of just go on that bit and keep it simple, or do I go to town and do a bit more? One thing I want to do, as you probably noticed, is get this insulated. I've got a little bit more money now, so I'm thinking I'll buy some material, but it's a lot of work. But I thought I could do some of this track, it won't affect anything, and then I can put up some boards with the insulation behind it, and it should be good. But that'll be, I don't know when I get time, but it's all doable. Anyway, so what I do is I'll start pulling all this up. So lifting things off, I need to take these nice little coaches off the track, I'll probably put them over to the other side of the layout. You can see how messy my my room is. Look how messy that is. That needs a big tidy up, doesn't it? So I'll show it to you so that I'm conscious of it. Right, anyway, I'll kind of just do a time lapse, I guess. You can have some fun watching this go away. See you in a second. Well, I've cleared it all off. I'm feeling kind of good because it's like a clear canvas to work from. Not all the cork stuck down properly, so I will chisel that off eventually. But I thought I'll leave it on for now. Some of it might end up staying where it is, and I'll chisel off what I don't need. But what we'll talk about is now our curve that's going to be happening. What I want is from this bottom corner, I want it to sweep out here. And I've got a third and a fourth radius here, which is a Hornby fourth radius, which I guess is the same as everyone else's. And I just want to talk about radiuses. If you don't already know about the radiuses, I'll put it up on the screen. You got first, second, third, fourth. What I felt with this is I need something bigger than a fourth radius. So what I can do is I will put out the different radiuses here. I haven't got a first. I'll push these out of the way. But I'll angle this down. You can see here which is a third. That's a second, a third and a fourth. And so I want what will be the next step, which is fifth and sixth. And between the radiuses, when you look on the Hornby list, between each of them the distance is 67 millimeters to the next radius. So what I did was I looked it up and I figured out, well, fifth radius would be this and sixth radius will be the next one. So I moved these out of the way. This is my third and fourth that I did have on the layout. Move them out of the way there. And I'm going to use flexible track to do the other radiuses. Let's bring the camera up. So with that in mind, I thought, well, why not go and machine some pieces of metal with the radius that I want. So I want to make a fourth anyway, for if I have to do that myself manually, and a fifth and a sixth. So what we'll do is we'll jump onto the computer, then go and machine them, and then we'll come back up here and we'll fit them. Right, here we are. We have these lovely pieces of metal which are gonna be doing the work for me. I know you can buy them from Pico. I believe they're called track setters, but I can make things myself. I don't need to go and buy anything. So I've made myself a fourth, a fifth and a sixth. I've got writing on each of them on the ends, so I can remind myself. It's probably not going to be in focus, is it? But yeah, I've got fourth, fifth and sixth. So what I do to prove out the fourth, we'll go to the fourth that Hornby have, and we see that drop in there nicely. Okay, so that's our fourth set there. I won't be using that today. I'm going to be using the fifth and sixth, and we'll go from there. So looking at this, I want to start, as you can see, from the end of here, and I want to kind of come out a certain amount of straight and then start sweeping around. Okay. Right, I've got this Pico Flexi track. Flexi being the main thing, you can twist it around, that's fine. So I'm going to want that to come round like here I'll have one like this. So what I ideally do, I guess, is I work out where I want to begin and I work my way back. I feel like I need to make more than one of these, but basically I'll slot that in here, as you can see, with it jumping out, and I guess I'll pin it in place for where I want the main straight to be, and I'll work my way down. Might be tricky, I don't know how easy it would be, but I guess I can just start pinning bits down, right? Okay, so I've got the 6th radius down now. It wasn't as easy as I thought. I thought, we've got my little jig that goes inside, which, you know, works pretty well, but it's not as simple, just clip it together and it's super easy. I had to do a bit of fiddling, putting bits down, not sure where bits going to end up, but it's working out quite nicely actually. It all clips in. Obviously I've got a bit of straight there, won't go there. So that just drops in here. Obviously the track kind of finds its own kind of natural curve after you've put a couple of pins in. But I'm pretty happy with that, and that will go all the way around. And I need to do a little gauge now that'll make the 67mm between the radiuses. And that means that hopefully the coaches will miss each other and stuff. I guess I could go closer, but it's going to have coaches going around a platform, so I want to make sure I've got that gap so I don't get into any trouble. Whilst we're talking, I'm 3D printing some platforms at a curve for the 6th radius and the 5th radius. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they come out. I've gone for a real basic design. I've added no texture, purely made it like the Hornby ones that kind of clip together, but these are kind of half slot together. I haven't finished making them yet, so I'll find out how well they go, but I'm looking forward to trying them. So with the 6th radius in here from the corner coming around here, I'm happy. I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll be back, well, what is tomorrow night, which will be 30 seconds for you. I'll be back on having some fun. I've been asked about this t-shirt, which is Leave Me Alone, I'm Building Model Railways. I'm going to put a link in the description below if you'd like to purchase one. My sister got it for me. I just need to find out from her where she got it from, so then I can share with you. So yeah, so that's my plan. So I'm going to have my 2 lines coming around here. I'm actually going to have a line coming up here, which will be for like the goods line going into the goods shed, and I've talked about that already. But what I want to do with this episode is show you my visualization of what I want to do. I haven't figured it all out, but I don't want to. I want to go through that fun process of figuring it out bit by bit. But anyway, see you in about 30 seconds, which will be tomorrow. Hi, it's the next day. I've slept, I've done my day's work, and I've had a good think about all of this. And whilst I was having my think as well, I've also been able to print off a few of the platforms to talk about, but we're going to look at them afterwards. What I'm going to do is basically, I'm only putting this down to demonstrate to myself about how these radius setters work, as well as mark out where things are going to be, because then I can go from there and repeat it, and down the other end when I'm ready. Once I've done this, I want to go through obviously the other bits that are going to be on the layout. So what I do now is I'll put these bits down, but what I've done is, if you bear with me, made myself a 67mm track setter. I've written 67mm for my own benefit more than anything else. And what I can do is it gives me a good starting point for how far I want these tracks apart. And what I found was when I drew the station up, I set it as 67, so I'm going to try and keep that. Okay, so I'll put in this 5th radius and we'll go from there. The 5th line in. It's not obviously staying, not 5th line, the 5th radius, that's in. So I'll kind of crouch over here so I can talk to you. But basically I wanted to work out what I'm doing. So I'm going to have the station back here, so I'm going to have platform there and platform here. So what I do is I grab some platforms. Now I've 3D printed these. I've got a 6th radius and a 5th radius platform that I've made, kind of Hornby style, where they kind of slot together. They didn't print out perfectly. This one's had a bit of a sad time with this bit getting droopy there. I didn't have the printer nozzle close enough to the bed, so it didn't quite stick and adhere to the first layer, but some of the others came out quite nicely. But I'll keep printing and we'll go from there really. So what I do is I'll place them on here to demonstrate to you. You can slot together. It goes there. Got more on the way, but they take about 5 hours each. Not each, but for this it's about 5 hours to do one of these. For some reason I need to find some better settings, but I'm learning. And these were a bit shorter, and I can put, well, actually no, there's 7 hours for a pair. So I left them going overnight with the others. I've got 2 printers that can run at the same time. So if you can just imagine now, I'll be having coaches coming in. Here I have some coaches. We'll just place them on. And what I want to do is have my platform starting about here at the back, where this back coach is here. Come around here. So I've got a back coach here, and then I want to be able to have my 4th coach here. Yeah, where the platform comes up here, I then want it to straighten off and finish, and further up I'll have a signal box and have a matching length. On this other side I'll have my footbridge that goes across like so, or so you can see it a bit more We can put that like that. We'll have my buildings. So we've got the waiting room, that will go here, which you have that pointing that way. And then on here, we've got the ticket office. And I want the back of the platform actually to be a bit bigger. And I'll kind of right angle it off. My inspiration is, like I said before, about Topley Dale. And I really like everything that they did with that. That's off the Hornby magazine layout, so check it out on their website. I want to be able to have my coaches come out at an angle. They'll be sitting here. I'll be able to have 4 coaches parked up and it will look nice, hopefully. That's my plan. And then behind there, a little road, and then maybe have a back scene on here. I haven't really worked it out yet, but something will happen, something or another. But you can see with a 6th radius and 5th radius, things improve a little bit on obviously having a station around a corner. And to be honest, maybe I need to have a 6th and 7th, but it gets a bit more tricky with how much space I've got. But maybe it's something I decide to do later on, but who knows. Okay, down the end here, we've got the engine shed that you might have seen on very early episodes. And this is where it starts getting interesting for me, where I'm going to work out where everything goes. But basically down here, we have the engine shed. On this side, I want to have a goods shed, kind of goods yard, kind of bit here. And I've, like I said, my signal box a bit further up the line, a bit closer to the camera. And yeah, possibly a turntable around here. I haven't worked it all out yet. I'm gonna draw this up and start working out where everything's gonna go. But I'm pretty excited about it. It's a much better way to have it with the station on the platform. So looking at the engine shed down that end, that's cool for me. I just need to, like I said, get it on paper basically. I'm gonna draw it up on CAD, figure out how much room I've got, work out where the tracks are going to go, and you know, are the radiuses going to fit in all right. And I don't normally plan things, but for this I think it's going to be worth it. You know, I'll be able to make it look right, I'll be able to play with it visually on CAD. Obviously it's computer aided design, and I'll share with you actually once I've worked out a few things. That'll probably be on the next episode, and I'll be able to just visualize with you what I'm up to. Big thanks to all my subscribers. I'm up to 3,700 now, which is a crazy number. It's awesome, obviously seeing it coming. And a huge thanks to my patrons. You know who you are. There should be a nice little list coming up here. I'm up to 11 now, which is absolutely brilliant. Anyway, thank you so much for all your support as always, all your comments. I will see you soon on the next episode, and you take care of yourselves. Bye.